I had been, struggling with something, but I didn't understand quite what it exactly was, and I couldn't, pinpoint it. I was like, I'm there, but I know what it is, but I just don't get the mechanism. There's something going on, and I just can't really seem to grasp it. I'm just there, but I'm not able to get it. And then it all clicked in. It all clicked in. Um, and I'll tell you exactly how I got there. This is Catching Up with Wajeeh. This is the 22nd episode. And yeah, we had Mr. Naveed on yesterday or day before yesterday. It was really good. He had some really, really good insights. So if you guys want to check that out. And also, we are on Spotify now. Not the best quality videos over there, but the audio should be top notch. I'm trying to fix up the audio even more. And, if you're listening out there, if you're hearing me, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and a subscribe, or perhaps, let me know in the comments. Yeah. So I have here, I'll show you the exact two videos that really helped me. Actually, three videos you could say. One of them was how to stop living in your head. Mind of a Lemon, that's the channel name. Mind of a Lemon, how to stop living inside your head. That was one. The other one was how to stop holding yourself back, by again the great Simon Sinek. And then the third was actually from a very small clip. Not a very small clip, I shouldn't say that. A small part of the video from Diary of a CEO, and Dr. K was on there. Anoj, let me look up his name. I don't want to butcher it. Not that I can butcher it, but I can't remember it. Anoj, sorry, let me just search Dr. K. Alok Kanojia. Alok Kanojia. And then, of course, Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett. Those both those guys were having a conversation regarding the recent troubles, and like why men are still perhaps in the 80% of the suicides are mostly done by or committed by men. And they were going behind the reasonings and stuff, and it's just like, in a very short way, how I understood it, they were discussing like how this grind culture, or how this work ethic, you could say, or this running away, in a way, from the inside, not because you are consciously running away from the inside, but you're so focused outward that you forget the inwards. Like, you forget how your feelings feel, you forget perhaps how you think, and you start to disassociate yourself because you're always looking outward on all these different sources, not just one, so many different sources, and that's what's making you confused. And then when you essentially get out of touch of who you are, it seems very odd to say, in a way. Like, how can you not know yourself? But if you focus enough outside, if you just focus enough outside, and you're so busy with the grind, and you're working and you're focusing outside, you forget the inside. And after a long enough time, and I learned it the hard way, and I was one of those guys who would laugh at this, but now I realize, once I've gone through it, that it is, it will happen to every single person. It's just inevitable in a way, you can't escape it, you can't run from it. Um, so that gave me a good perspective, so all this time I was just running away, and I would get these, I don't want to make it about myself, but perhaps someone who might be in a similar situation may be able to put his own puzzles together, because everyone has their own madness, you could say, or craziness. And for me, it was just like breaking down, like, okay, so I was so stuck and busy and occupied with so many different things in my own life that somehow I did forget like how those internal structures were, and so on and so forth. I don't want to get too much into the details and don't want to get into this busybody, but uh, then the other video, it gave me an even better perspective where, all right, so I did forget this, and then Simon Sinek said, you can't control the mind by thinking your way out of it. And I never really understood it until he said, let me give you an example. And then he said, hey, don't think of an elephant. So it's so upfront, and you don't think of an elephant. So what you say with your mouth or in your own head, it's affecting you. It's pretty clear. So what you say you shouldn't do, you end up doing the same thing. And that's like, it fits in so many different places. Like, oh, don't fear this. Oh, don't think about this. And then, what the fuck? You're just forcing your own brain to think about it. Don't think about that certain scenario. Oh, fuck. Now you're thinking about it. It's like, holy shit. And then you take anyone out there. This was one of the most, strengthening things, and I've come to one of the biggest supports for me, um, after faith, of course, is. But let me just get back to the first point where I was telling you, um, every person feels that you go, and I've said this before as well. Like, one of the guys who I have grown up watching since I was a World of Warcraft player, and I remember Asmongold, how he was, and you would think like this guy is playing and he's, well, behind the scenes every single person suffers. And Asmongold, Zakrar, um, in one of his recent streams, I was just watching one of his WODs, and I remember this certain part where he said his dad passed away, condolence to him. His dad was in the Vietnam War. He was a veteran and was such a cool dude. That was such a shock hearing it. Me and my friend, both Fahad, the guy who came on the podcast as well, we both were just like, wow, that was a thing, But anyway, he now at this point, even he has bad days and he suffers. He said like, bro, I get these thoughts. He was saying this, let me quote this. He said like, I sometimes I just want to end it all. I don't want to live. I just want to kill myself. He said that. And you're like, holy shit, not that I was getting those thoughts, but I'm just saying he gets those dark thoughts. And he said, then he said, just because I get those thoughts doesn't mean I should do it. I was like, damn, you know, people get crazy fucking thoughts. It doesn't mean that that's what they gotta do. yeah, weird. Because maybe this one hit me more close because I've been not a very close follower, but I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen him quite a lot. But yeah, so the moment you think not to think about something or not to do anything, or you start to get those thoughts, you immediately start thinking about. That's the whole thing. So you gotta catch it where it's going to begin, and that's where I was like thinking like I'm close to it, but I don't understand what it exactly is, and that's what it was. You don't have to say don't think about it. You just you start to think that there's something, you just like slide it almost like a screen, like nope, you know, or or don't say no to it, but say like think about the good things. Think like just don't say no to it in a way. It sounds stupid, it really does, but tell your brain to think about something else. And that's not a distraction, you're not running away from it. In due time, you'll get the answers for what you're searching for. It's pretty simple. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like, damn. Yeah. I had some things I wanted to talk about, but I feel like I think it's fine. This amount. Or fuck it, let's go. We'll just go. We'll take. I'll read some of the things that I wrote down here. Bro, one of the most fucking. I don't know why this is infuriating to me, you know. And I'm nobody to judge, but this is just my opinion. Can someone tell me what the fuck is going on with pregnancy shoots? When did that become a thing? When the fuck did that become a thing? I don't get it. Bro, it's gonna come out, you know? You can take a picture afterwards. Why you gotta freaking take a picture? What is this, like a before and after? Like, what the fuck is going on? It's also almost, it feels to me, it's almost like this, for the ones who are doing it, I don't give a fuck. But personally, I would say women, no disrespect to women out there, but women tend to follow other women more easily. Um, they're influenced pretty quickly. Yeah. And I was discussing this with my friend, like, just like how men have this urge almost to have this, I wouldn't call it dominance, but this feeling of control or power. I'm not saying in a sense of a relationship or in sense of, I'm speaking more in terms of an activity or work or situations or a mission perhaps. Men look for control, more power, and this this manly nature of fire and onwards and push and like that. But women have this, I feel, this this almost urge of this feminine nature, and this male's nature. I can only speak for male's nature, but the bad part about male's nature is then you see this control and all of this get out of hand, and it gets fucked up. It does. It messes other people up. It messes other people's life. It affects others and negatively as well. And that's what I'm speaking about, the negative effects of this specific gender oriented vibe or energy, you could say, or nature, this gender's nature of control, like for example males, and then we go to females, and then it's more like the softness, the ability to tend, the ability to nurture and care, and then you also have this where it's like, I don't know if this is prevalent in our current culture, but I will say it fucking out loud. There's a difference between there's a difference between being too, I just want to choose my words carefully, being naked, being too open, and showing off. I feel like those three elements, regardless of where and how men are, if there are actual men out there, they will agree with me that these three things are just, like, cut it, cut it. No, no, no. If we walk away, we just run away from these sort of things, especially in our current culture, because there's no one actually there to say it out loud, because now you're demonized. You're like, oh, he wants to fucking put her in a cage. What the fuck? Who said that? Like, I didn't say that, you know? So, anyways, the point was that both men and female both have their own negatives from their own natures. So I feel like that nature you could see in these pregnancy shoots. It's like, what the fuck, bro? It's almost, this is so fucking crazy, bro. They're purposely wearing this half clothes stuck up to them, showing up 90% of their body. Not all of these women, but, and then they're making these pregnancy shoots. It's like, bro, there are certain consequences for this. Not all people out there are having a positive, we call it like the evil eye. And then if someone looks at you with this hatred or jealousy, perhaps, somehow I feel like it could affect, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't take the risk, but you should calculate what risks you are taking. And in terms of pregnancy, it's like, hold up, if you're taking a risk on yourself, that's cool, but what about the fucking kid, bro? Why is he in this risk? Why is he fucking gambling over here on this fucking, on this, he's just rolling around like a dice, shit could happen. And I'm not scaring anyone, but I'm just saying, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. Like, when did this start? Who started doing these pregnancy shoots? This is so fucking bizarre. This is like cultural degradation. It just annoyed me. Like, and I've been seeing it, and I don't get this, man. The men who actually agree and say, oh yeah, sure, just wear some skinny, fit, tight shit, go ahead, let five of these men take 20 different angles of these different photos of you while you're showing the whole belly. It just doesn't sit in my head. I'm not angry with them, but it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? What's the purpose of this? I don't think it's necessary you should take a. Is it? I don't think it's crazy to say it out loud. I don't think so. It's pretty simple. What the fuck? So, yeah, that was one thing I want to talk about. I had one of these Instagram things that I wanted to read, but I'll read it after. Dude, I was on Instagram and these motherfuckers are baiting me so. I'm into like some of these oud perfumes and I really like those scents. But bro, as soon as I started looking at some of these scents and I was reading the notes and the different tones, bro, they are baiting me so fucking hard with these scents. It's like every time I open Instagram, it's like fresh from the clouds. The rain is just inside this bottle. And I'm like, what the fuck? How would it smell like? And then I see another one, it's like the grass is greener, but this bottle, once you smell it, you won't ever go back in nature. I'm like, what the fuck? The smell of earth and the sky, baraka, the clouds are within, and I'm like, bro, what are these fucking notes? Like, there's someone out there blessing these freaking notes to smell like nature, and it's like, it's almost like beating me so freaking hard to just get them. And I wish I was rich enough to get them, but they're fucking selling nature out there in bottles. You could imagine the freaking price tag on that shit. Yeah, I'd rather wait for the rain to come and I'll just, smell it. And but unfortunately, we don't have rain right now. But the weather is pretty freaking nice. I was just walking outside. It's cloudy. It's nice and chilly. It's not very cold, but it's pretty good. Oh, I wanted to talk about the important thing which I almost missed. The thing that kept me out, that kept me, on track as well. Listening to all these things and understanding those things are a key thing. But this is a genuine advice for any young male out there. Find a decent group of friends and be so honest that be so honest and fair that you can grow together and have actual goals, not like bullshit goals. Like brotherhood is is like one of those blessings that the very, very fortunate have. And I'm very blessed with that. You never, almost never have real friends, especially in this age. We are in freaking 2025. It's 6:40 a.m. And I'm telling you, onwards from here, there will be more fucked up friends and the genuine nature will just be crumbling down unless we get World War III and then shit gets fucked up and it's a wrap. We're just surviving. It's like arc raiders out here and you're just salvaging and doing shit. Then you might find someone to call him a brother, no homo. Otherwise it's just downhill from here. It's damn fucking ill. And if you do really find someone who's honest, and in due time you get to find out if they're honest or not. To have a group of brothers and just have this feeling that you are together in this and you don't get to quit just because you feel like shit. You only get to go harder and fix it. Not run away from it. You fix it and you move forward. Sometimes you don't want to do it for yourself, but you gotta do it for them. And that's where this thing is, you know. It's like you need to keep going because your brother is going and you have dreams and you have things to do, you have commitments, you have these promises, and you have these things that you want to do together, and they're depending on you just like you're depending on them. This depending is both ways. You don't get to quit just because you feel like shit. That's one thing, regardless. And all these different places of things, that's where you find your purpose, and then you just keep going, as always, until it's time, until it's time, you keep going. Dude, 3 days ago, I was in the Fajr prayers, and we were in the mosque. And I'm praying there, and I'm trying hard to focus and not think about anything. I'm trying to listen, and there's a kid beside me, and I see him twitching and moving constantly. And I'm like, yeah, it's a kid, no. And just from the side of my eyes, I see him just go like this and reach for his nose. And yeah, my focus just broke there. Bro, this motherfucker, I don't know what happened. He got fucking possessed by Davinci or something, This fucking painter just possessed him. And he went right up his nose, took out that premium snot, white paint. Bro, we were in the middle of the prayers. This guy's putting his finger, taking out this premium snot, and started fucking painting his own chest, his own shirt, chest in a way, with his snot. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Abstract art? Like, what? And all this time I was trying to focus. Now this guy's got me not looking, but like, just, I was like flinching, like dodging his hand, like don't fucking touch me. Like he was just going at it, bro. He was reaching like in the furthest of his fucking nose, bringing out all that gooey, all that premium snot, and just started fucking painting his own chest. And then after that, he just wiped it on his other hand. Now I'm fucking conscious of both his hands. I took like a small step away from him, because ain't no fucking way I'm touching this fucking nasty motherfucker, even though it's a kid, but not a kid actually, but he was like a teenager. I'm like, please don't make it worse. Like, don't let him touch me. Like, this can't get any worse. This is already like a mess, because he's gonna put his hands, and I need to remember where he put his hands, so I need to like not even get close, This guy gets down and we go into the sajda. He puts his hand on the fucking carpet, slides them all the way to the top, and then goes for the sajda. I'm like, this can't be fucking happening. He cleaned his hands on the damn carpet. I don't get this. And this all this time I'm fucking dodging, like, don't fucking touch me, and all my focus went to shit, you know. And we finished the prayers, and I fucking looked at him, and he didn't even look at me. I couldn't even get. I just got up and left. Excuse me. Yeah, I couldn't. Like, yeah. I'll just read this last thing from Instagram that I wanted to read. This was a pretty interesting thing. It's supposed by Nocturnal Purpose. It says, if you don't feel like praying, force it, because something else is also forcing you not to pray. You know, take what you can. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys. Take care. Bye bye.